Hey guys, Great Sarge here, and welcome back to the Minecraft stream. This is Minecraft Hardcore number 5. I made some mistakes when I was trying to change out my audio settings. I was trying to make the mic a little less staticky, to say the least. So, a few videos from this video onward has no sound at all. So we're just going to go through
This guy stinks!
the video as is, and I'm just going to kind of explain what's going on. I'm currently down in the tower, just contemplating the fact that I should be using barrels instead of chests. And of course, I'm realizing I'm going to need some wood, as I had meant to collect some cocoa beans in the last episode. So we're going to just kind of chop down that tree. We're going to go through and just sort of look around for a spot for at least one of these jungle logs, while also building a few things. I built a chest here. Of course, with how I do my videos, I crop out any of the UI stuff. So chest, inventory, we're gonna plop down that log right there, and we're just going 1, 2, 3, 4 cocoa beans. Keep the rest of them with. Of course, with how everything is right now, without any sound, we're gonna have to add some stuff in a little bit during a final editing process. Now that everything's clipped, I'm over here thinking, well, since I got a jungle off to the side, I'm going to grab some blocks, mostly dirt, and I'm going to make a wood dock out of some jungle wood. I almost said logs. We're not making out of logs. But to get started, we are basically just slapping down some dirt. We're just trying to edge off of our little land space here that we got. Just make it big enough that I can put the dock on, as well as be able to move like between that and the tower. Alrighty, let's see. Alright. Okay. Now that I've counted where I want to put my blocks, it's time to actually start the beginning of the dock. I'll get those jungle leaves later. I do have a hoe on hand. I'm not really necessarily worried about that at the moment. So we're just gonna plop these here and like that. And I'm realizing that I need at least a 2 block space to put the boat in. Of course, I'm also thinking about the fact that I've got lava like everywhere, because I'm also contemplating a cobblestone generator. So there's a lake in the jungle, there's a lake in the mangrove swamp. It's not necessarily what I was looking at. I more or less was saying, like, if I make another dock, I'll make it out of mangrove so I can go to and from the mangrove swamp. But because of the direction that I'm making the dock, it's going to make it out of jungle, just as an indicator that, hey, there's a jungle over here. It's not a big jungle, it's fairly small, but, you know, I was able to find, well, jungle wood. I was able to find cocoa beans, as we saw me put down earlier, and let me just clear out these leaves real quick. I was also able to find melons. Of course, because this is a voiceover, if you've seen the previous episodes, you know how this hardcore world goes. It doesn't necessarily end very well. I'm looking over at that block because I'm thinking, okay, well, I've got lava in there, but that's going to stay in there because I still need to find dripstone. The idea with the cauldron there was it was going to be my auto lava generator until I could get more. On top of that, I'm also hurting for iron as well. Food's not too bad, but iron, eh, definitely needed. Of course, I go into these furnaces for like a split second. I'm looking for fuel to craft something, I'm pretty sure. I'm not really sure what I was trying to do. I think I was just more or less looking for fuel, as well as just sort of checking through all my chests here. I don't know why I do it so often. I think I just need to remind myself what goes in where. So, alright, we're back in the house. This thing needs to close. We go through there. We get our water bucket. Not sure why I go all the way over here to the dock because I'm just dumping the bucket and I put it back in my inventory. And now I believe this is where I'm contemplating making a cobble generator. But let's see what I'm getting myself into right now. Yes, I believe that's me saying that there's lava pits around somewhere. Oh, what are we doing here, me? Not really certain what I'm doing over here. Got some acacia trees growing here. Got some land mass. Do a lot of wandering around and talking, but not a whole lot of understanding what I'm doing here. Of course, it's also the fact that there's stuff up on this hillside. I do attempt to jump up. Of course, I don't really go too far here. In the later episodes, we actually do find out that there's actually an opening up around the top of the mountain that does actually lead down to that front area. But now, let's just go back inside. I'm going to eat my pork chop. I'm probably going to eat this bread too to top off. I am not actually going to eat the bread to top off. I do clean up my inventory a little bit just to grab some stuff and craft some stuff. Of course, you don't see it because all it did was shift some inventory spaces. And this tree's not wanting to grow. I don't know if it's because I need more space where I put on that diagonal spot, but we just move it over one. And then with 3 bone meal, we just do that, and we just kind of work with that. Of course, we're out of bone meal now, which isn't a big deal. That acacia tree is going to grow eventually. The mango tree in the water hasn't grown yet, but that one I'm not worried about. And I missed a jump, but I guess it's fine. Like, it's just water. So now we're going to actually make our way over to the acacia biome? Savanna biome. We're going to the savanna biome lava pool. There's horses here. Been contemplating at the time to get one, extra land travel. I don't have an elytra. Minecarts are kind of finicky, and I just don't really have much else going on. However, now that we have this lava bucket, we are going to head home. This is going to be the only time where this isn't going to be clipped, so you can just get it good, like to and from, like back and forth. So let's get back inside. Alrighty, so now we have our lava bucket, and because I'm trying to make the cobble generator, I'm going to break these stairs real fast and just get these out of the way. And I'm kind of thinking, so we're gonna, so, come on, you know how this goes. Yep, back corner, we want the stairs to go this way. So that's where the water's going, and then this is where the lava's going. And this middle spot is supposed to be where the cobblestone will be. Now I'm honestly just sitting here thinking, how do I do this? Again, it's been a bit, and I'm an idiot. What I should be doing is not what I'm about to do here. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I mean, I'm just like, oh crap, let's not do that, because now we have lava overflowing. But I do it anyways, and I slap the block there. What I should have done is, the lava should have gone down the block below, and then it would basically bleed out the next block over, and then my water block would go right there, even though it should also be a block lower. And we're gonna see why my idea was so bad in the first place. So we're gonna block this off. We're going to grab this in the dirt. The water goes down there, not really a big of a deal. The water's not overflowing, the lava's not going to overflow. So I'm gonna come up here, we're gonna break this, so I can grab this. And then we're gonna grab that, just in case. Now, here's the thing, this is gonna break like this, and it's not gonna really do much of anything, but I break this, I would break this, and because of the flowing lava, that's going to turn into cobble. Problem is I'm trying to get it a block lower because I want it to be at face height. And that is a bit of a problem because you would think I would I would learn from how to do this. Like, the solution was right there in front of me. But instead I'm overthinking it here. We'll put this in the middle so that way the water doesn't overflow. We're gonna jump and place that. Cool, the water's in the right spot. So, scoop up the lava, I guess. And because it's kind of gonna spread out a little bit, I'm just gonna leave the house just to let it do its thing to go away. I'm also going to turn it around because I'm pretty sure it's just freshly night, but I don't want to be like jumped by anything. Alrighty, cool. So we're gonna clean this up. The shovel breaks, and I go to grab some cobblestone real quick. Let's just get in there. I have a hard time getting there sometimes, and sometimes I have a hard time not falling back in because I'm an idiot, like so. So let's just get back over here, and we're just going to top it off here. Cool. Yeah, that looks fine. Now then, break this, and see. Well, besides the fact that there are not stairs, that would be fine the way it is. The lava right there is in the right spot, and once again, it's not stairs, so we put this in the offhand, so I can. Oh, well, I did put it in the offhand, but I'm gonna scoop up the lava instead. And then we're gonna place our stairs. So lava, stairs, keep that from flowing out. Now if I was smart, keyword if I was smart, I break this dirt block and you see? But that's what the problem was. I made one mistake. There needs to be a gap the second block out where the water was placed in the ground because it needs to flow downwards. Sort of like how this is supposed to be, but this isn't how it works. It needed to be one block further back. Of course, I break this. I don't necessarily know what I'm doing here. I do put the thing back. I break this, and the same thing happens because that block underneath the leftmost staircase to me, not leftmost, the closest left one to me, that block needs to be broken. Which means I would have to put something there to keep the water from flowing, but I don't figure that out. I'm a little bit dumb. So we've got all this lava here. We're just gonna block it up. Not too crazy. The water's back in our inventory. We break this. We place the water again. We do this. And then we break this, and same thing happens. Well, you know the definition of insanity, right? It's doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting something different to happen. I'm dumb. I kept trying to fight this because I was like, this isn't right. I need this to be centered. I want it to be centered. But I'm not necessarily the smartest individual. So instead of thinking about the block placement, I just yoink up the water. I don't, and right here, I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of an old water block way of, or waterlogged way of making it. And I don't remember how it works. Well, now I'm thinking, I'm like, well, this is where it has to be now, I guess. So we'll break this, and then I put that in the way. Then of course this just kind of sits here. So I'm thinking a little bit. I'm wondering if I'm doing this right. So instead of wasting the water, I just put it in the cauldron for now. It's not like the lava's gonna drip into the cauldron without a dripstone. So now that we've broken this, we have our lava back. And we're just gonna clean this up. And part of me is like scratching my head, trying to figure out how did I make that little fountain thing for the lava, whatever. Of course, this isn't necessarily the situation I was going to put in. I break these things, and I'm over here thinking, well, maybe I should push it back one block for like safety's sake or whatever, you know. So we put that there. Didn't mean to though, so we break that. And right now, what I'm actually trying to think is, okay, well, maybe not put that there, but let's make an obsidian block real quick. And I'm having trouble with the hot wheel because apparently I am not exactly the smartest individual ever. And as per my claim, there goes the lava. I don't think it right. I need to put the water down first. So we put the water there, we drop that there. I have to go back to get lava. Of course, it is nighttime, so we sleep through the night real quick. And now that it's morning, we just take a quick gander and a quick trip all the way over to grab our lava, which seems I have lied. I am taking another long trip over to do that. Of course, like I mentioned before, I kind of wish I grabbed one of these horses, even if it meant just sort of pushing it back to base. There's our lava. We go back around. And we pull out our sword just to keep this nice and safe. There is a spider up there. I do not fight it. I'm not necessarily dangerous, and I'm not looking for stuff at the moment for spider drops. But now we officially get back home, and we're going to break this dirt, and we're going to place the lava to make obsidian. Now, this is on purpose, because I can just keep hacking away at this with the stone pick, as long as I don't grab anything that's diamond or above. This bad boy ain't breaking anytime soon. And that's the idea, because I want a strong back to basically hit at, so I could AFK if I need to. Anyways, and here's where I make another mistake. That block right there that I just placed does nothing for me. And I'm still going through the old weird method of, oh, well, maybe not. Maybe I'm not trying to put the water there. What I end up doing is I'm getting that set up for that, and because I don't have any iron, we are going to have to go do a little bit of caving. So we go down the ladder, and we're here. And the only place that I've done any mining is down this stairway down here. Of course, we get down to the bottom, and I'm thinking, where could this all be? Well, I'm thinking we're about around the same area, so I decided to deepen the staircase. I just keep going, then I'm thinking, well, let's see, we need some light here because you guys probably can't see. And I'm also thinking, this is kind of dumb, I'm not getting anywhere with this iron. So I just take a bit of a gander upwards until I get to about this. Well, where is it? There we are, about this level. And I'm pretty desperate. I'm looking for iron. The zombie groan might indicate that there is like a cave nearby, because of course it had to have spawned in somewhere. So we just kind of hack away at this, just trying to find any which way, even though I'm quite literally just blindly mining good old gravel. Just kind of get rid of that. And we're just gonna keep chopping away at this. Of course, I do a lot of dumb things when I'm mining like that, where I start on a block and I don't finish the job. This will happen a few times in this video and probably in others. I did denote to not do that, and my pickaxe broke. We'll put it right there, of course. Grab anything that may have dropped that I didn't pick up. And we just kind of have this weird, like, spirally here. And I'm just making my way back this way. And then, as I'm running back, I'm thinking, I'm an idiot. I was able to craft a crafting table, so instead of always going up and down, we put that there. We make our tools. I'm gonna break this, and we're gonna put this in the wall. So we got crafting table, and we make a furnace. Boom. That way I have something to work with. And because we're about at the right height. Oh god, no. Sorry, gravel. I hate when gravel just shows up out of nowhere. But we're at around the right height or so to find stone level iron. We'll pop that there because, again, gravel. And I accidentally take a screenshot because I was trying to just check to make sure I'm at like the right level. I'm trying to get to the right level for stone level here, and unfortunately we do mine into an underwater or an underground water system. And I'm trying to look through, trying to see if I can find anything. I can't, but that's okay because we're gonna break through here and wander through, and lo and behold, there is a little bit of our iron situation. I do take a little bit of a moment to glance around. I only see is the copper, which, I mean, no one's really using copper too much. So instead of trying to swim up there and do it, I'm gonna fight against the water current. Try to go in here. I'm trying to like make a little like airway. Realize this is a bad idea to do it on this end. So I come back here, get some breath, and I just have a hard time trying to mine these. So since I'm just kind of fighting this, I realize this isn't working the way I need it to. So we get our air back, and we finally make some progress into breaking this. Now we have an air pocket. And just for brevity's sake, I am just going to build up these walls so that way when I have to deal with getting the iron from this side, I'm not worried about like water getting in the way. Of course, there's still like normal pockets here that I have to get rid of. Not a big deal, just get some dirt because it's soft. Unfortunately, these ground areas are also hit with that, so we just break that down. And while I'm here, I'm just going to start kind of making my way upwards. Of course, I finally break enough blocks to find the iron back where I saw it. We're gonna just get rid of this water stream real fast. Get that iron, of course, because of where we're at. The water stream from the underground waterway is just going to cause more issues. but it's not like it's that big a deal. Instead of swimming up, I'm going to find a little spot where I can plop right there. That's good. And then we're going to break this and this, and we're just going to carve out the area. And 6 iron, not bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And, well, we're just going to keep digging upwards. We're not exactly at the right height yet. You can't see it. I did get rid of the F3 overlay as best as I could. Of course, it might make some parts of this video look a little jittery and weird. I'm also realizing I kind of want to make this wider. So we're going to just, uh, come on, we're going to put this in our F slot. There we are. We're going to break this, and I put that there. Problem, a water stream came and basically killed my torch. Now I look through here a little bit trying to think, maybe I can grab the torch from the edge here, maybe not. And then I'm like, well, I won't be able to find it this way, so we need to get this water stream taken care of. I break this loose block that I didn't mean to put because I was fighting against the stream, and I'm just gonna try to break this open. And I do go out here, and I look around trying to see if I can see the torch, and I'm realizing it's one torch. It ain't that big a deal, but kind of sucks that I couldn't find it. But I'd rather survive and not drown. So we're just going to build these walls here, so that way we have the wider hole. I'm going to clean this area up as best I can. We're gonna try our best. Being pushed by water is always annoying in Minecraft. Now that that's nice and fixed, we're just going to clean up this. Of course, I've got this little gap here. I could technically keep it, but I don't. As you'll see later in, we're just gonna kind of cleave out some of this here just to make it a little nicer to look at and move through. And I start there, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, we're just gonna. And I don't know why I'm struggling so much here. It's such an easy, like, just put it on that block in front of you, idiot. There's nothing else around you can do that for. Of course, I do something a little ass backwards, and it's not really the best thing ever. But that little gap is cleared. And, well, we just start making our little mine area. I wanted to make somewhere where I could strip mine, just kind of like I think it's supposed to be like a 5x5 area. And, you know, you know, big whoop, strip mine used to be like the big thing, and now like caving is kind of how you find your stuff now. I look at that and I'm dumb and I'm thinking, I don't recognize what that is. It's lapis, of course. It was dark, and I do use a texture pack, which would have told me it's lapis. Not not that it would tell me what the block is. That's more of a mod thing, but I use a resource pack that basically gives an outline towards the ore blocks, as you'll see, or if you already have noticed with the iron blocks, there's a little pink outline. So I'm gonna start trying to do a strip mine. I get a certain ways through it, and we grab some copper and keep going, and eventually I just get decentivized. I'm just like, okay, the strip mining is not really working too well. It's like the meme of like the guy giving up and then the other guy like hastily just continuously digging for diamonds. But instead I'm like, all right, well, let's try our luck down here. I might have heard, I heard a zombie moan. There might be a cave in here somewhere. So I keep digging a little bit upwards. Get back to stone level to see if maybe the zombie I was hearing was like further up above. And I keep going, even though it is getting darker and darker in here. I keep, now I'm stripping through here, and I'm thinking, I'm not gonna find anything up here. Like it's just not going to be a good time if I just keep going in here. You guys are gonna get bored. I'm gonna get bored. So we're just gonna leave. And so we're just gonna head back upwards and just smelt this iron back up at like base camp because I have I've got blast furnaces here, and each of these were meant to be for each type. So I'd have copper, silver, i.e. iron, and gold. Now I have a hopper because of course you made a hopper and a flint and steel. Of course I only made one chest surprisingly, but here's how that works. Of course I do have a boat. I've had the boat for a little bit of time. And what we're gonna end up doing is just kinda, I think we're gonna make the other chest. Although we go inside of that chest, I'm not necessarily certain what we're doing here. I think I was looking for wood, and I believe I need it because I couldn't make another chest. So we chopped down this acacia tree. This is the one that I bone mealed earlier that I said was going to grow. And we turn around. I'm having a hard time jumping up here. And I take a bit of a break here, as you can tell by the jump, but we do all that jazz. I get all the stuff I need. I have the new chest. We have a double chest. Bing, bang, boom, double chest. So, that's exactly where that's supposed to be. But I ruined. Yeah, see, that block right there is where I should have the lava start. But then I'm like, nah, that's how that's supposed to be. And I do that again, and I put that there. And can't really determine like what my thinking is here. That's just me misplacing blocks and putting them in the wrong spot. See, like that's all set up correctly. But that one block there, I'm thinking like, okay, well the lava needs to go there. I used the wrong block, but that's alright. And so because of that, I'm thinking, well, that should be correct. And of course, I'm go outside, I grab some stuff, and I think I'm just like trying to brainstorm like, okay, well things aren't working necessarily correctly. Like, what am I doing wrong? So I just dumped that there because that's where that was supposed to be initially. We grabbed the water bucket, and I'm just going to crouch place that there. And once again, like I noted before, the water's in the right spot, but on the water side, it needs to be put some other stuff. So, I'm thinking, okay, this isn't necessarily working the way I need it to. I put that set of water in the cauldron for later, and I'm going to head my way back over to the lava. We grab it, we come back. Once again, I got the sword out. Just don't necessarily need it, but you never know when a stray creeper might be wandering, because it's the only hostile mob that will still attack me during the day. Alright, and here's where things get a little unfortunately funny. So, plop that there. Now the lava's in the right spot, and kind of. Were the water to be one block further back, but as you see here, I put this in, and sure, okay, mission accomplished. I'm like, that works. So, of course, I break this stone block eventually. There we go, and
What
I made
fucking
obsidian.
moron designed this?
And I'm literally being pushed by the corner of that water. I'm like, wow, good job. Like, wow, I really did that, didn't I? So like whatever. I'm like thinking, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm thinking how much of a goober I am. I'm gonna take this down because I'm thinking, okay, well, if this isn't working the way I had it intended to, maybe I need to fix the whole system. So I just kind of carve out all of that. I put the water back, and I just kind of look at it like, okay, so I need it to be placed somewhere, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Of course, in hindsight, I know what I'm doing wrong because I didn't put the water drop in the right spot. So, obviously, I go, okay, the obsidian is in the way. And I need diamonds. I need to make a diamond pick because I have to fix this. So I think going here, I'm like, why would I go there? Diamonds aren't gonna be there. So I turn myself around back down here, and I just make my way down here. Of course, I go back into where I think I would find a cave, and I go, this isn't where it needs to be. So I go to where I believe it's deep slate iron level where I'm trying to go right now. Because obviously, if I find deep slate iron, I'm gonna end up finding like diamonds and other stuff just down in the deep slate layer. Of course, I take my sweet time just sort of curving around, digging this. I know it's dark. I'm sorry, guys. I should be more prepared, honestly. I didn't make a shield. You know, I gotta make a new pick, which isn't that big of a deal. I just get up to the crafting table. We make a new tool, and we just make our way back down because, well, I gotta find these diamonds. I really messed up by not looking at a guide again, thinking I knew what I was doing, and we just keep going. So we just keep digging and digging and digging and digging, and we find tough. And I'm thinking, oh, well that's good. Tough and deep slate. Like there's got to be something here. I carve out this area. I just really just try to widen this area out, thinking maybe I can find something. Expose some other blocks to the air blocks, and I'm like, alright, this isn't really doing much of anything, but let me just do this just in case. Nah, I'm not really feeling like anything's here, so we just keep going straight. And we just keep going and going, and then we hear lava pop. And I don't notice it at first until like the second or third lava pop sound, because I believe I have uh, the accessibility setting like pop off. So I hear that lava pops, and I go, okay, well, if I'm careful, hopefully I won't get lava here. So I just kind of try to staircase upward while also trying to triangulate where I'm hearing the lava noises. If this was in the nether, this would be a whole lot more precarious because lava and nether basically flow like water. So I find we're tough, and I just go, you know what, I'm gonna just dig up here. I found gravel, and I end up finding a pretty decent cave. There's not a whole lot of ores like exposed. Like there's some iron in there. You can see the diamonds in the back, and that's what I was talking about, the texture pack. Those diamonds have a light blue ring around the edge. It's just to help note them better. Is it cheating? Maybe, but it's not X-ray. It's not like I know where it's all at. It just makes it easy accessibility for like hard to see. Of course, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be here. It's not because of the two zombies. I could take the zombies out just fine. It's the fact that I saw a skeleton with an enchanted bow. Now that could have anything. It could just have something basic like knockback on it. Or it could have flame on it. And or like power on it, and I don't want to, get attacked by that. Skeletons do 3.5 hearts of damage if you have no armor on hard mode. Which is what I'm basically permanently stuck on because it's hardcore. We end up coming back anyways. I do a little bit of inventory dumping there, and then we end up going around here. I look at this tree, I'm like, that's a nice tree, I'm not going to chop you down. And we're just going to dump like cobble and other stuff like in these chests. Of course, I don't put the deep slate away for whatever reason. I do come back and I do clean that out. As well as anything else that I may or may not have been carrying in my inventory, which would have been just more stone blocks. I think the only stone that's in my inventory right now is just tough, assuming I didn't put that in the chest earlier. So we go through here, and go through here, I'm checking all sorts of stuff. I probably put some copper in there and just sort of looked at some stuff. And we just go back down here. I hear a glow squid swimming, and something about me that you may not know is let me preface this by saying this. I am sorry to the people who wanted the isolature and the moo bloom. I wanted the moo bloom. A mushroom cow that could basically make any suspicious dudes I want if I fed them the correct flour, sign me up. But, you know, I'll take what I can get, and I'm not upset completely that I got the glow squid. I like glowing signs. I'm not really too fond of the item frames, but I do like the glowing signs. It just kind of helps make things pop out. It helps organize things, especially if you dye your signs, you dye your text, so that way, everything's like color coordinated. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep digging around here until I hopefully find where the glow squids are at. We do find a little bit more copper. I do like the way copper is textured in this, where it's half green, half orange, half no, half oxidized, half not. And of course, I look in here. I'm like, great, more water. But I see coal. I see some light in there. I'm thinking, well, let me just pop this real quick so I can just take a quick swim through here. I want to see what else is here. There's some coal right there. There's more coal that way. And I would continue exploring, but because I'm getting low on the whole oxygen thing, I'm just going to slide my way back where I can get myself some breath. And I'm thinking, well, I could use that coal. Not necessarily the copper, but I could use the coal. So we just block this off. And I'm thinking, well, I gotta get the coal somehow. So what I end up doing here is I'm still listening for the glow squids. It's saying that they're, off in that direction. So what I end up doing, as you can see here, besides, accidentally kind of drowning myself, is I basically dig my way up a bit. I want to get up to a little bit higher up so that way I can potentially do something kind of like this. If I was one block higher, this probably would have been fine. But it's not. Because maybe being like 2 blocks higher, but I do get my way to the coal that I find. And we're just gonna swim in here. I'm gonna pick up the coal and whatever, drop down there. And I'm thinking, okay, well, let's just light this up real quick. Oh, I'm a little stuck here, so I need to staircase back down. We just take our diorite. And you're probably wondering, man, diorite looks like bird poo. You're right. I'm working with the old texture pack on top of this ore texture pack here that has the new textures. I do that for one specific reason. That specific reason is powdered snow. Because the new snow texture and the powdered snow texture look pretty much identical. We're just going to grab all of our goodies that fell. And I'm over here thinking, okay, well, let's make a platform here so I can work with this. Just a nice little, whatever. Just a platform that I can stand on once I can sort of take care of this water. Realistically, I could have probably still done a lot of mining in this area had I continued to make the platform, but for now, we're just trying to get this coal. It's kind of a pain in the ass when the water's pushing you, so I'm just trying to do my best. I realize that I'm just going to have to let the water push me. I do end up fighting this way, and since I'm not underwater, I have the full mining speed. And then I kind of saunter my way back here to sort of just grab what I collected. And I'm thinking, I don't want to deal with this water at the moment right now, so I just kind of do my thing, as well as just make sure that I'm lighting up spots. Of course, I'm still hearing glow squids and everything, so I kind of try to just make a, just try to dig my way to where I think I'm hearing it, and I'm just kind of go, this isn't necessarily worth my time. Not at the moment. I know glow squids can spawn down there, so it's not that big a deal, so I pretty much tell myself I'll go back to it. Unfortunately, because of the whole water fiasco with that whole cave, I did break a few torches that were down here. As you can see right there, I do pick one up. And I do grab this, I plop it right in front of the entrance, it's just sort of an indicator, and I do the same thing over here to where I put that. And then we just make our way back down to the normal cave, because I'm thinking, well, I gotta make some progress. Just kidding. This is where I thought I was traveling to, but I did light it up just in case there was any mob spawns that could be in there. I'm not really sure what the indications for mob spawning is other than light level. And certain blocks, of course, I'm also lighting up this here, light the entrance, I get all the way to the corner, light it here. I get to the tuft opening, I'm like, well, let's put that up there, it looks nicer. And then I just kind of get right about there, and we just kind of put one there in the corner, just to keep it bright. I look around. Thankfully, there's no mobs I can hear, but I do put a torch right there as well to indicate this is how I leave. So many people I know get lost easily if they don't mark their openings. And thankfully, there's no mobs in here this time around. It's dead quiet, so I take this opportunity and I go, let's go grab that iron. Of course, I'm 2 blocks too far away to be able to do that, so we start building a bridge. I go in my inventory, just grab some nothing burger blocks, no granite, diorite, andesite, and then we just start just chopping away at this. Of course, it gets dark because the glow moss is gone, and I'm thinking, well, I got this, but I could make like a little fortification here real quick. Just somewhere where I can mine and maybe sleep if there's not enough mobs. I do kind of clean up this area and make the bridge wider. I did have the axe there. I just wanted to sort of take a peek-sees and just sort of look over the edge to make sure there's no mobs actually spawning. There wasn't any, thankfully. Then we have to resort to normal cobblestone. It's all fine. Then right here I just sort of place these guys here. I wanted to make this look a little nicer, just kind of square it off. And, I got the crafting table. I put that there. I chop some more blocks out here so I can put the torch on the inside up there. Just makes it a little nicer. I make some doors because I do have the wood on me at the time. And what I end up doing is, well, besides chopping that with the wrong tool, is I start working my way here. Just making sure that I have everything that I could possibly need. And I'm thinking, where am I going to put the crafting table? Because I'm going to put a crafting table and a furnace in here, because, again, this is supposed to be sort of an area. And, no, I had thought, like, I'm pretty sure this wall will reach out this way. Of course it does. I don't know why I was trying to slap that there. And I'm realizing, well, because of how that is, let's just put that there. We'll put this here. And, of course, we'll just clean up the stuff I mined earlier, just because of that. But we have a little like area, and of course I'm sitting here, I'm waiting for like stuff to smelt. Of course, I didn't have enough fuel at the first time, so I did drop whatever coal I had on me in there. And now we're just kind of waiting. I probably took a light break, maybe got some water, hit the bathroom, whatever I did. But anyways, I eventually just go, well, let's not stand here like the whole time, and I find another diamond, which, to be fair, it's nice. And you're seeing me, I'm sizing up like this distance here. I'm trying to think, okay, where do I need to put the blocks here in order to get to this diamond in a straight line? And I basically start right here. And the lava popping we heard earlier, you'll definitely see as we are kind of carving our way through here. I do basically get my way through this pillar of deep slate, which I don't get all the way through, but okay, there's the lava from earlier. We just kind of get rid of that, and I gotta turn around. Because, well, my pick is broke. Kind of wild that I left that door open. You would think I wouldn't. Of course, I grabbed the iron out of there. Now it's done, and I get myself my first iron pick. Yeah, 5 episodes in, and I finally got the iron pick. I do sneak just in case. I don't know why. Just maybe I'm just worried that like I'll mess up and I'll fall off. Of course, I do just sort of cleave my way through this area. I do drop one block down this way, and as unfortunate as it is, I do end up sort of making my way through here. I do this. I cover the diamond, but that's fine because I realized that I need to collect that safely, but the diamond decided to pop downwards instead of upwards, which isn't a big deal. I just chop about right there, and then I just dig my way down. Now, was I expecting to fall like so? Not necessarily, but I right now I'm pretty much in a panic. I'm like, okay, we can't be down here for too long, you know. And to be fair, probably accurate. A zombie was heard groaning, so mobs are spawning. It's probably nighttime right now. So we grabbed this little bit of redstone. A little shame I didn't get to actually use the redstone, because the thing I got to using redstone was like a wood button for my door. Of course, now that we're seeing stuff spawn here, I'm like, okay, well, it's not too crazy. There's nothing too like awful spawning at the moment. Clean this up. I take a peek around. Of course, there's a zombie there. Pretty sure it does aggro on me. Of course, I do kind of look around, just being super safe. We should honestly be going into our spot, but pretty sure that zombie, well, it wasn't at aggro at the time, but it would have been aggroed. So instead of just leaving the zombie be, I kind of just take care of him. Of course, I took damage because I bumped him up on the first swing, which allowed him to hit me and knock himself down, which he did take a little bit of fall damage, and I was able to finish this up. Thankfully, it was only the one zombie. I wasn't seeing or hearing any other enemies, so I decided I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna go get those diamonds. Thankfully, this was not the most perilous diamond venture I've ever had to make, which isn't that bad of a problem. Of course, on my way back, oh yeah, on my way back, we just see other mobs are spawning. There's a creeper there. There's a creeper there. He's pretty close, and instead of dealing with it normally or letting him blow up, I just broke that. There is some lapis back there, you can tell. But yeah, I just let the water do the work to separate the creeper and I, and then I just kept moving. I did do a quick flick for a second. I thought I did see a mob again. Of course, now I have a diamond pick. I am going to eat real fast because I just want to make sure I can regen. And I take a slight breather. I'm like, let me get my sword out, and we're just going to quickly just dash out of here. Just in case, like a skeleton spawns. Of course, those two creepers I saw earlier did manage to emerge from their cave area so that I found them in. But that's not really much of an issue because we're just heading back up. I got a diamond pick, I got my iron pick, I've got stuff that I need. Of course, we're just kind of skipping past all this. We are going straight back up to the top, so we'll just climb our ladder and meet just at the top. Of course, I go through, I just kind of dump whatever I can. That includes like the redstone, the diamonds in the chest. I do go through here and just sort of do my own thing. Now that I have the diamond pick though, I do break this so I can essentially fix this. And trust me, my genius is, well, let's just say I have at least like one brain cell that I share. Because you would think I would learn how to not make this mistake again, but obviously I'm here thinking, okay, how do I do this? You know what, let's just kind of get going. You go outside, it's a little dark out, though I believe this is due to rain? Nah, it's just dark. But, you know, I think when I was looking at it, I was like, you know what? I don't want to work on the cobble generator anymore because it was making me a little upset at the time. So what I end up doing is I'm just catching some fishies. You know, we got ourselves a goldfish. Now you think, okay, well, if there was axolotls nearby, sweet, I could breed them. And I don't know why I'm trying to go back inside. I think maybe I was trying to go back to the cobble generator and put the water down, but I was like, what am I doing? I have a fish. I do take a gander at my little pond out front, so I just put him here. And there's a whole bunch of different kinds of color fishes here. You know, we've got this gray and yellow striped one. I'm pretty sure these all have actual in-game names. I just don't know what they are. But there's like thousands of these different like colored fish. Like it's crazy. But at the same time, I'm over here like, hee hee, Bucky go scoop. So obviously, I take my time to go into the tropical waters and just sort of look for more fishies. Of course, I go through here. Those two different unique fishes here. I'm doing my best to sort of scoop them. Of course, I've got this red fish. And one thing I keep forgetting is I need a water bucket to scoop the fish when I'm underwater, because if I'm underwater and I scoop the fish with an empty bucket, I get the water that's behind it. So this red and white fish go here. I'm about to go collect that green fish that I just saw, I believe, assuming he did not swim too far, but I believe that's... Oh, he's around here somewhere. Where'd he go? Okay, I lost him, but that's okay. There's these blue and gray fish. I'm having a hard time grabbing it. Like I said, I need the water bucket to scoop them, and I'm doing a real bang-up job of using that. But we do get this blue fish here, so we're all good. And now that we're back on the shoreline, we drop this bad boy here. And I go back into the mangrove underwater, and there's these cool purple and yellow fish. I do actually kind of like the design of those fish. And realistically, I'm pretty sure my idea was, okay, all you're gonna go in here because I'm gonna scoop you up later. I was going to build an aquarium inside my base at some point. But, you know, bygones be bygones. We went past all these guys. We already have that red guy right there. But, Nemo decided he wanted to touch the butt and, scoop. And we just kind of take Nemo home where he can be shaken in a bag. Of course, now I'm feeling my fair share of getting fishies. I feel a little bit better, and I decide to go back to doing this. Of course, I'm here thinking like, okay, well, this isn't exactly going my way right now. I gotta think. I'm like, I want, you know, I need it to be centered. What am I doing wrong? So of course I just start cleaving what I can, and I just try to get the water in the right spot. Of course, it's going down the center. And this is kind of a, it's kind of dumb how I'm about to do this, but okay, so we break that anyways because we didn't want the water to overflow anyhow. So now I'm here like, okay, I gotta go get more lava. So I go, I scoop, I return, and then I just do what I've been doing for most of this video, for the stream, and it's plop plop, and I'm like, oh man, well, that's not right. I don't know why I got so close to that lava, it's a little concerning. So I do, and then I try to put it there, and then I literally go, Wow, I'm an idiot. I literally did the same thing I just did earlier, and it's just not it's just not clicking for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because I was away from Minecraft for so long that starting hardcore was a bad idea, like just on a whim, but not really sure. I'm overthinking like, okay, well, if I put the lava on that top part and it flows downwards, I might be able to do something about it that way. Not really sure what I'm trying to do here. I think I'm just trying to stop this water flow somehow. And I'm trying to think, okay, how do I go about this? So I just kind of grab what I can. And I just realized, oh, well, I just messed up. So scoop the water because I gotta get rid of the stream now. Oh, well, I gotta get rid of the stream. There we are. Because I didn't want it to flow, stack over. Of course, I do that again. My brain was trying to remember how that cobblestone generator works with the waterlogged blocks. Um, Pretty sure it's supposed to be done with like leaves though, but I'm not positive. Anyways, I gotta go get more lava, but I realized, oh well, it's gonna get dark, and well, even though I have food on me, even though my hunger's low, I would rather just sleep, scoop that, yeah, as you saw there, very very quick, and then of course I just put that there, and then I just do that, and I make more obsidian. At this point, I could make an enchantment table. That's a lie. I need one more diamond at this point. So I go up here, I'm thinking maybe it's like I need to move one more down. Like, what am I doing wrong? I break the obsidian. And I'm getting kind of decentivized here to like figure out what's going on. So I was like, you know what? You know, screw it. I'm gonna figure this out on my own. So I get lava, I come back, I plop, I stop, and then I do this. Just like that. Cobblestone. So I break this and this, and I'm thinking, okay, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna be a little upset. So I'm thinking like, okay, so that's gotta be like in the best spot. So let's put deep slate here to indicate that this is lava side, which makes sense. And then I took the cobblestone. Of course, it's a little wild to left that door open. You never know, something you wander in. Too many memories of the console editions where just a creeper just would saunter in and you'd be like, oh no. Anyways, now that we've got this here, I do just carve this out. And then I'm thinking, this thing's gonna cover my whole hallway. So instead, I'm thinking, okay, well, let's do it this way. So I break, well, while I'm still like meandering about trying to think about this. No, I break that. I'm pretty sure what I was trying to do actually was figure out where I'm going to put like the chest. So obviously I go through here. I'm thinking, hold on, let me just grab my stuff. Then I break this block. Now that this is here, what I do is I mostly just fighting the stream here. So what I end up doing is I do put the chest here, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, this isn't working out so well. And of course, I can't necessarily put that in that gap, but I do put the actual hopper in there. Not necessarily what was needed to do. So I just do this, and I double it, even though I still have to fix the hopper. So instead of dealing with the water stream, I just go around where the original spot was supposed to be, plop this on that side, and just call it even. At this point, I was just like too frustrated. Of course, I test this, that works, and of course I break that because I need to put obsidian back there. So I put that there, and I broke one too many blocks in the back, so I'm like, wait, I gotta fix this. So break that, place that there. I'm gonna have to wait for the next one to go. Replace the obsidian, bam. And now that technically works as intended. I don't know why I put the obsidian up there. I think it was just an indicator of like this is where it's supposed to be. And now I'm like, oh great. All right, gotta make some stairs. So we made some stairs, put them in the alt hand, as well as I just want to make a little design here. Of course, since I could dig in that corner, that just means I just have to aim at that and keep going. As we see, I do just chop a few blocks of cobble. I do not believe I opened the chest at this point, but the hopper is working. It's putting stuff there. Cleaning up stuff, you can tell because I just clean up my inventory. I don't have any picks on me. I just have sword, axe, bow, as well as whatever else I'm carrying on me at the time. No ores, nothing. No. I look out and I'm thinking I could use a glass ceiling for my farm, because of phantoms. Now I have been sleeping like night after night, so it hasn't been an issue with phantoms. The phantoms haven't only been have only been an issue in episode 1. So I go through and I just clean up everything in my chest and I go back to what I was doing at the moment. I come back and do that. The chest works. I grab my boat and the flint and steel. And I have two plans. One is to kind of sail back to the jungle. The other one is I kind of want to make a bit of an opening for the mangrove swamp. So I come through here, and back in the console edition days, I actually used to have a pretty nice base, like a real big farm. I had all the crops that I could at the time. I was using redstone and water buckets to filter all of my crops into basically my underground kitchen. Ah, God, I'm on fire. Okay. Um, but I had a big old jungle next to me. And instead of chopping down all the wood, this is exactly what I did. Committed an act of arson. And then I just leave it be. Of course, I only did that because it's getting dark, and I need to go and reset to sleep. Which, not a big deal. It's whatever. Of course, I put the flint and steel away. That's there. I nap. I get up. And I'm thinking, around this time, I'm pretty sure I'm thinking I need animals. I finished this. I've done what I technically need to for mining wise for a bit, and it's time to quote unquote test out the dock. Also, I don't remember when the mangrove tree grew, but that did grow at some point during a lava venture. Of course, we can see all of these cows here. We'll come back to them later. We're actually just going to take a nice long sail, and we're just gonna not sail over there. That's more mangrove. But we're gonna keep going forward because this is where we found the jungle. As you can tell, there's a jungle tree right there. There's a few right there. And we just sort of break our boat real quick. And I'm over here thinking, well, I think I need to make arrows. I have no villagers nearby. I could probably get flint from just breaking gravel down over and over again. But I need feathers. And that's where the chicken comes in. Unfortunately, while I try to do my best to sort of scoop this chicken, it must have moved or something in the meantime because I don't know where this chicken went. So I put the egg in my inventory, I grab my boat back, and I'm pretty sure once I climb this hill, I end up seeing the chicken. It's just not the one that I utilize. And sure, I could get the seeds and utilize that to sort of get some chickens near me. But, I'm looking everywhere for this one chicken real quick because I'm convinced that it didn't disappear. Like, I thought at first it was in the wall, but obviously that's not the case. Not a big deal. I'm pretty sure this is the chicken we were looking for. We shove it in a boat, and just like with villagers, I decide to carry my happy little ass back home. And thankfully, on a boat, you can't take fall damage from landing. So, we get home, chicken's flapping away. We break the boat, and well, chicken's kind of going the wrong way for the shoreline. I try helping him a bit before he kind of ends up doing it himself. I'm just like, all right, whatever. You just need to be out of there because I don't want you falling in the boat. Because I put the boat back down. I did put the egg on my inventory. I did just sort of break an egg right in front of that chicken. I do have more eggs, but instead of breaking them out there, I end up tossing them in here. And thankfully, our first one actually gave us a baby chicken. So, break that. Of course, with how things are, I didn't want the baby chicken following me. And now I'm just over here like, hey, hey, come in here. I have goods. Of course, Minecraft mob AI, at least when it comes to something like following food and stuff, I've had just sort of issues with. Of course, this baby chicken's kind of wandering. There's no opening here. Thankfully, because there is an adult chicken here, the baby will be just solely following it. And I just sort of think, okay, well, I don't want you going too far, so if I put you as far back as possible, that should be fine. You won't follow me now. I tried to feed it some seeds. That does decrease its growth timer by a little bit. Of course, I'm over here, no, 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 don't drop. But they go over towards my little well here that I've got, because the idea was animals were going to go in here anyways. So I'm thinking, okay, well, first things first, I need to make a gate. I don't want these guys falling into the mine, because then they'd be stuck down there if they climb the ladder. And since all these crops are grown, I basically just go ahead and just kind of harvest everything I have. Of course, I'm growing them in rows. This is pretty much how you get the best dividends, I think, just because they quote unquote grow faster. Of course, when you take into game ticks, it's a little confusing. Tried hopping on the block to get over easily, but that didn't necessarily work. Of course, I basically just feed this baby chicken as much as I can. And, well, yeah. I don't know how much time it shaves off per item, but I do know that that chicken ate, like, about a stack of seeds. I did put away, like, wheat and stuff, just because I wasn't going to use it at the time. And now that I have, chickens, it's not that big of a deal. Of course, that baby has to grow up so I can breed it. So, I'm thinking, okay, well, what else can I bring? Cows. I can bring cows. Now, the problem with, like, pigs, I guess I could also bring sheep, but there was no sheep nearby, but the problem with pigs is I needed carrots, and I think maybe potatoes. Problem is I didn't have any. Zombies dropped me any. And now I'm over here kind of fighting with the cow, like, hey, I need you to come here, like, I need you in the boat, or whatever. I guess I could have found a way to get rid of all this grass before I tried this, but I sort of didn't. Because I thought maybe this would be an easy venture, at least for the first one. Obviously, I'm breaking grass here now. I'm like, oh, great, now I gotta fix this. So I break this, I do that, break the grass around it, and I'm dumb. I'm thinking, oh, I can hit this grass underneath. That's not how this game works. And now this guy's kind of fleeing, running, doing his own thing, doing a little dance, making a little love. And I eventually kind of get something going. Problem is this guy doesn't go in when I'm inside of it. So I had to, of course, instead of doing the normal thing of getting out and pushing him in, I basically like turn around, road towards this guy, and I'm just like, hey, you go in here. Am I the smartest Minecraft player? God, no. Honestly, I would probably give that to someone like Mumbo Jumbo, someone who really like knows the intricacies of like redstone and all sorts of fun stuff. Now, do they play hardcore? Not necessarily. I don't think I've seen Mo play hardcore. He's more of an SMP kind of guy. Of course, now we have this cow. Now I'm gonna go get my other one. Could I have taken a nap before I went to get this guy? Sure, but at this point, I'm pretty sure I just kind of took my time. I was patient, and I did this. I don't know why I get in. I just kind of need to shove them in first. It's much easier to do this with villagers because you can kind of bait them into it. I'm sure if I had the wheat that I threw in the chest on hand, I'm sure I could do that. But we're home. He's fine. For some reason, I lost the boat. I didn't lose the boat per se, but the boat like floated somewhere unkosher. But it's fine because like I'm over here maybe it's just invisible and I didn't actually break it or whatever. So I come down here and I find it. It's just kind of caught on a block down here in this little opening. Big whoop, not really scary. And at this point, I was actually talking. I was being like, yeah, back when I used to hunt like ocean monuments in like the Bedrock days, when I had like a full-on like survival world. I'm pretty sure it was on easy. It's whatever. But I'm trying to say like what I do is like if you're like under bring a boat if you're going like ocean traveling, like especially the ocean monuments, because you can leave your boat somewhere, leave the monument, swim to it, and if you start like drowning, but you can get close enough to hop into it, it's better than just trying to fight your way up to the surface. Because once you reach that threshold of riding into it, it becomes quite simply just a oh no, I'm drowning, and then plop up anyways, and then start swimming away. Of course, I uh I start celebrating because not only did I just get a baby chick from that egg, but now I got a baby chick from breeding. I'm pretty sure I did some sort of like victory screech when that happened, but now we got 4 chickens. Pretty great, that gives us more eggs. Eggs means more chickens means I can get more feathers, feathers for arrows. That's pretty much what the idea was, I think. But now that I'm here, I'm thinking, okay, well, gotta get like the cows in here, I think. And I am taking a bit of a moment. I'm pretty sure I'm just sort of like taking a reprieve. And oh yeah, I did a little bit of a number on that front area of the mangrove, but didn't really do much of anything overall. So I kind of go through. I don't know why I went to that chest in particular. It's not necessarily how that works. Of course, there's a creeper there, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I can't have you be here while I'm dealing with the cows, so we kill him real quick. Am I out of arrows now? Definitely, but I got rid of probably one of the biggest problems that I could have to deal with. So I got my single weed out, and of course, because Minecraft AI, you have to get a pretty decent like distance to them before they start following. Honestly, if you're watching or when the SMP server for our third life goes live, you're gonna definitely hear how aggravated I was because of the cows constantly de aggroing, de follow. Either way, they stopped following me for a while, and I'm pretty sure I wandered around for like a day and a half. Like nighttime is scary, especially since there was all sorts of other like monsters and stuff. Yeah, it's only from like one mod pack because we got spellcrafting and stuff. Anyways, keep these cows from leaving me. Pop the door down and keep that going. where was it going? Oh, right, yeah. Like I have 4 cows on me, and even though I didn't lose any of them on the way over, I mean, granted, one of them got shot by a skeleton. He didn't die though, thankfully. But the skeleton came from a horse trap, like a skeleton horse trap. I got basically. I was like, oh, cool, a skeleton horse. Lightning strike, basically ambush. And of course, I don't know what happened here. I think I was trying to click the door, but I missed the hitbox because now this chicken's here. I'm like, ah, great. The freaking chicken is the thing. So, so to keep the cows from getting like far out since they're right there, I just do this. And unfortunately, because this chick is following that chicken, it does manage to squeeze past me, and I'm like, great, well, I don't have any seeds anymore because I fed them all to one of the baby chicks. I do sacrifice a couple of loaves of bread just to get a single bone meal, and that's fine because that's all I needed. I just plop that there, break that bad boy, I replant the seed, and we just sort of get these chickens back where they belong. I do check, I'm like, okay, make sure baby's with you, you should be, close that door. And, you think I could just, like, feed them or whatever, but I was like, nah, I'll just put them in the composter. And for now, I'm feeling pretty okay. I like this. This is a good start. 4 chickens, 2 cows. Keeps things relatively okay. And I'm thinking, well, now that we got, meats and stuff, we can get leather and feathers and stuff. I'm thinking, let's finish up by just bringing a bed down to the mine. And the thing about the bed down into the mine is mostly just so that way I could sleep while I was down there if I wanted to skip the night. Even though mine to the house, both the beds are secured. But I wanted like something here. Of course, now we hear a skeleton rattle. And because it's so audible, I'm like, uh-oh, that's not good. So we eat up, make sure we have the health regen. I look. Surprisingly, that skeleton doesn't aggro on us. Surprisingly. So we just hop our way up just very carefully, and I'm thinking, okay, we're just gonna have to 1, 2, 3 run through here. So I make sure just to like look at all of my corners. I look above, I look around. I want to make sure he didn't hop up in like a weird spot like near the entrance, which thankfully he's not, but he's right there. And we do take a hit. Yeah, 3.5 hearts of damage. That hurts. But because I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to like do anything hasty. We're at the end of our time. I put the bed down and I say my outro after almost getting ourselves messed up. But for now, this has been the Great Sarge, and hopefully, by the time I get back, this skeleton won't murder me in episode 6. Of course, we know what happens in episode 6, but that's okay. Badoo.